You know, as head of the state assembly, Heastie, who represents a district in New York City, makes it a point every summer of traveling to other parts of the state. He made 2 stops in the Buffalo area today. Today in Amherst, Heastie toured the town's Veterans Memorial with Assemblywoman Karen McMahon, announcing a $300,000 state grant to improve the monument.
Say it's a $300,000 with a plus question mark. So if it's more than that, Karen will gladly make sure we put up the funding.
Sometimes things end up costing a little more than you originally expect.
Especially in New York, where state spending, far in excess of the rate of inflation, has doubled in just the last 12 years, after Heastie and his colleagues passed a budget of nearly $280 billion. It's another record breaker, larger than the budgets of Florida and Texas, 2 larger states combined. When are we going to get a handle on state spending in Albany, sir?
I think it's a difference of opinion, because if you look at the spending in Texas and Florida, they don't provide the type of services that we do.
Yet they attract a lot of New Yorkers, the state which leads the nation in outmigration. Ironically, many of them leaving for Texas and Florida, and the highest percentage of homeless in the state. Has any of that gotten through, do you think, in Albany?
Well, I think when we talked about an affordability agenda, trying to build more housing.
If there was one thing you could do to stem the tide and stop people from leaving, what would it be?
I think the biggest reason why people may be leaving is the cost.
Well, Siena poll, 67% of people said they weren't satisfied with efforts by the state to make this state more affordable. What do you say to that?
Because
we're working on it.
Seen it. The budget just passed. I think the question is more of a state of mind. The things that are going to happen, those things are going to take a little time, to filter down.
Is part of the affordability the high taxes, and is there anything we can do there?
I don't think personally. I don't think I think the taxes on middle class people is probably more of an issue, but that's a different conversation.
And on that note, they do have some work to do, as several surveys, including those most recently released by the Independent Tax Foundation and U.S. News and World Report, show New Yorkers continue to have the highest combined tax burden of residents of any state in the nation. On your side in the newsroom, Dave Mckinley, Channel 2 News.